Hi guys, something a bit different today for you. We're going to be doing requested features from community, what could be added to No Man's Sky in future. I sent a PM out to a load of different members at community, asking them what they wanted me to add. I've got more of it down here, a couple of my own, a couple what I've heard in past, but I can't remember who mentioned them first, so I'll not take credit for them. But yeah, if there's any what I do miss off, it ended up being quite a big list, this guy, so bear with me. I hope you stay till the end of the video. And if there's any what I've missed off this list, what you would like to see in game in future, please leave them in comments or hit me up on Discord, and I'll try and do a part 2 if there's enough to do another video on. So with that being said, guys, let's get started. And we'll start with base visitors log. So every time that you visit someone's base, I think you should be able to go up to the computer, and if someone visits your base as well, vice versa, they should be able to go up to the base computer, register that they've been there, and when the creator comes back, they should be able to open up this like log, and it should come up with a list of names who's visited your base. I think that'd be a right good feature, just to know who's been, how many visitors you've got and stuff like that. They could also leave likes on your base, which would be cool. And then I think like probably the most likes in game should become a featured base at the anomaly. I think they could make this like an automatic thing where game reads how many likes a base has got from different people, and that becomes a featured base or something like that, because they don't update featured bases enough, in my opinion. And I think that's something that they should do in future. Next thing, guys, is a base building piece counter. Now, there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't be in the game. It'd be easy to implement. All I'm asking for, I've requested this for years now, guys. Soon as we hit 3k parts in game, it shows you on the screen how many pieces you've used. So you could be building a big city, you could have part of your city not built yet, and you could hit 3k, and then you can't upload it to the server. So you have to go back, delete parts, move pieces around and stuff, and it's just time consuming. What there's been no need to be. If it were counting you from your first part and let you know how many parts you used, and then you could space out your bases better without having to go back and delete stuff, and still upload them to the server once you hit that 3k. It's ridiculous, really, that we haven't got this in game yet. It'd be so easy to implement, because the game is actually counting your base pieces that you're using in background. So just to put that in text form on screen would not be hard at all. And I really don't know why it's not been implemented, to be honest with you guys. So we've got some from Rusty Starhopper. He's one of the leaders of the Interstellar Index. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, guys, if you want to go and check that group out. I'm sure most of you are already part of that group. But he's saying, how about we have a treasure chest system, guys, and this you could place anywhere on a planet. So you could place it in a cave or something. It wouldn't have an icon, so people would have to actually have to try and find it. You could place and take out what you want. This would allow people to make little mini games in game and have treasure hunts and stuff. So you could like put one of these chests in a cave system. You could get out the cave system coordinates on social media or wherever you want, and that'd allow people to find this cave. Then they'd have to actually search through cave to get whatever's in the chest, and they could take it out once they get there. I think this is a really cool idea. And on that note, he also said that you should have like placeable glyphs, like little tablet looking things with each glyph on them as base parts as well. So when you put down a base, you could put these glyphs anywhere around your base or in order. People could find them at your base and think, oh, I'll go to that system. Once you get to that system, they could find a combo giving it coordinates to a cave, which would have a treasure chest in it, which you'd actually have to find. Possibilities would be endless. And I don't know why we haven't got glyph tablet space parts, to be honest. with having glyphs in game and them being a big part of the game with portals, I thought we'd have something like that. So yeah, really good suggestion from Rusty there. Even if they didn't put glyph tablets in, just glyph decals, there'd be so much help, wouldn't there? It'd make game so much more interesting, being able to send people to different systems from your base and giving them clues and stuff where to go. It'd be really cool. Another suggestion from Rusty, we're just going to go through like a person at a time on this. I think that's the best way to do it, guys. He says 2-seater ships, 1 pilot and 1 gunner, and you'd be able to get special missions from the space anomaly from Nexus, these actual 2-player missions where it requires a 2-player ship. And yeah, there'd be like special missions, like cargo missions. You'd have to go from system to system, dropping off cargoes, but you get attacked by pirates in thingy. You have to kill all pirates. One of you's controlling the ship, one of you's just in back gunning them down. Yeah, I really like that idea. That'd just add a whole new aspect to multiplayer experience, and I think that'd be really, really cool, Rusty. So thanks for that suggestion, mate. Right, we've got a few from TBags here now, guys. Quite a simple one. This is probably on the same par as adding a base building piece counter. This would be that easy for developers to do as well, and it's a galaxy name above the glyphs in photo mode. Because anyone who takes a picture in photo mode, you know you can get the glyphs in the corner. So if you upload that to social media, you're always having to tell people what galaxy it's in as well, because they won't find your base if they're in the wrong galaxy. So you have to like edit your photo and put it on photo, or leave it in comments, or Euclid Galaxy or Eisentam or whatever. And if it just said it automatically above glyphs, that'd just make it so much easier for sharing your content and people being able to get to your bases. It's just a quality of life thing. Even if you could turn it on and off in photo mode options, that'd be a big plus, I think, and a great idea, TBags. Base boundary options is the next one from TBags, and this is like basically to stop griefing. So I think, well, he says you could either like lock the planet or the system from other base builders. Yeah, so you could lock planet or system from other base builders coming in, or well, griefers I call them, and come in and just placing bases next to your base, because it affects the performance of your base loading in for other people to see. I've had a few bases what I've spent hours and hours on. Someone's come and put a base right next to it, like 100 U's away, and then my base stops popping in for the people to see. So I think if you could have locks on, say you could have planet lock, system lock, or I think even if you could like lock 1k distance around your base. I'm not sure it'd work for these players who are offline though, because players who are offline and then come online, it usually loads both bases together. That's how we were getting these griefers last year coming and just putting all slime around people's bases and stuff. So I think to combat that, they'd soon as the player goes online, it'd detect whose base were there first, and whoever's base were there first gets to stay in that system, unless the other base goes back offline again. I think that's one way to do it. Or only the creator would be able to see that second base, just to stop all hassle. Because there's so many times that people have built amazing bases and it just gets ruined. I tried to visit one the other day, roller coaster, and there were about 10 bases around it, and it took ages and ages to get it to load in. I would have given up, I wouldn't have done a video on it, but the creator joined me in the system, and we managed to get it loaded up. But you shouldn't have to go through that amount of hassle just to see a base because someone else has decided to come and put a secondary base next to it. So really good suggestion, that TBags. I think that's something that LO Games should definitely implement first above most things on this list, to be honest. Next up from TBags is on about a junk ship, he's calling it. And for this junk ship, you could scrap ships you don't want at the ship scrapper on the space station. And what happens when you scrap your ships is you'll get different parts, like you'll get a hull or wings or other stuff, you know what I mean, all parts of the ship. And once you've got enough parts, you can create your own custom scrapped ship. And this would be like Explorer cockpit with hauler engines or something like that. And it'd be unique to everyone else's because it'd be different colours from parts what you'd got from other ships and stuff like that. And it'd give a whole new bits of scrapping and all new sides of scrapping. And it'd also probably go with lore of like the scrappers and stuff like that. You know, we've got them like robots in last expedition and stuff like that. So I think that's a cool idea. Yeah, it'd be nice if they did something like that, to be honest with you. Next one from TBags is the freighter base build menu. He thinks, and I agree, to be honest, he thinks that it should be open to all planetary parts, and vice versa. You should be able to place all freighter parts on planet. I know you can do it through glitching, and you can do it through using base building app on PC and stuff, Blender and that, but you should just be able to do that anyway. It'll just open a whole lot of creative pieces on your ship, like we can't on your freighter. Like we can't even add windows yet. You should be able to put windows in there and stuff using ground-based pieces and everything else as well. It should just all be open, so we can do the same on freighters as you can on ground. So yeah, that's a great suggestion. So we're going on to Randy Davis now. He says easy colour swapping, because at the minute you have to, like, the parts what you can't colour swap to the legacy colours, you have to do weird glitch using decals and stuff like that. So if we could just open it up so every part what is allowed to be coloured can also have legacy colours, and vice versa. The legacy parts like cubes and that can have the new colours what you get on the wooden pieces and stuff like that. Just have all them colours in one menu, because it is possible to do. You just have to do a workaround using glitches and decals to be able to get that legacy colours onto new parts and vice versa. So you should be able to just do that automatically, because it is a featuring game. You just have to do a workaround to get it. So that's a great suggestion from Randy Davis. So we've got a few from Benjamin Rockwell now, guys, that we'll have a look at. So Benjamin Rockwell says flyable frigates and capital ships, or one or other. Any would be good at this point. And I agree, it'd be nice to fly these frigates and capital ships, just be able to get up and walk around in them, fly them, stuff like that. Have other ships, NPCs landing on your freighters. I know they do at minute they land on, but actually to get out and walk around your freighters and try and sell your stuff and just to be able to fly them in space would be nice, rather than just being able to spawn them in. Yeah, it'd be a cool feature. Could have some proper massive weapons on them or something to help your missions, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's a real cool idea. We've had frigates for a while now and freighters, and they don't really do much. You can send them out on missions and stuff, and rewards for sending them out if mission's successful, obviously. But other than that, yeah, they're just there really, and it'd be nice to be able to control these and actually fly them, have a cockpit and stuff. Maybe be able to customise your frigates as well, build on them, build inside cockpits, make rooms and stuff, and have a whole new bit to base building on them as well. That'd be a nice idea to do. So cheers for that, Benjamin. Got a few from David Ian as well. He just wants the bite beat to be fixed, because that hasn't been fixed since April. It's been bugging out, so you can't even program lights or songs really. Other people can't hear them. We've been having problems with them since April, so that needs to be fixed. So cheers for that, David. Definitely that needs to be sorted. Hello Games, I think. So, guys, I know this will be a bit of a controversial one, but Jorge Carrillo says this games team deserves to make more money, and if they added some sort of microtransactions, even if it was just for like base pieces, uh, then he'd pay. I'm sure a lot of other people would wheel up free updates they've done in the past. I'm not sure about it either. I don't know if it's something they'll ever do or not. Uh, but it's a suggestion from George, and I'll put it in video. You know what I mean? He's a great guy, great builder, and I've seen other people suggest it in the past that they'd pay. A lot of the games do microtransactions, and if it's a way to keep game alive longer, then that might be something that they think about doing in future. And to be honest, I'd rather them do that than abandon game in future. If they come out and say, "Right, we've got to start charging for something, or we can't keep game going," then that's something I'd definitely invest in it. So thanks for that suggestion. He also put the like having racing events. Having racing with people's creations and stuff like Rocket League. Like, we used to have quite a lot of base races. We did some in the Amino Hub No Man's Sky Olympics in the past, and then it seemed to break the races. The game didn't seem to be able to handle it anymore, and stuff seemed to like glitch out and stuff with the race initiators. I don't know if that's been fixed. I don't think it has, and that was years ago. We used to have really, really good races. Even when we were just orbs and we didn't have player characters, we used to have races around planets and stuff like that. We also used to have ship races. It was really good fun, to be honest. So I hope they improve on that and make game a bit more stable. Maybe add some other things to it as well. What we can do with these races. Maybe let people make bases and have them featured in Anomaly, and have a score board or something for like top places. See who can yeah, they could do all sorts, couldn't they? They could have like an actual like group table and stuff, and maybe a winner after a month gets something special or something like that, a golden helmet, or I don't know. There's loads of stuff they could do with it. Even if you just won trophies, what you could put in your base, that'd be an amazing feature, to be honest. So there's so much they could do with aces, to be honest. He also mentions the highlighted bases in Anomaly, but we've already been through that. But yeah, I think a lot of people have got tired of the featured bases being the same. I think they've been the same for about 2 years now. I had mine up there at some point. I think that mine were up there for about over a year. They should be doing these every month at least, I think, to show off people's bases. I don't know why they don't update the featured bases in Anomaly. It's something that I think they should be doing all the time. We every update at least. We every update. It also says bring back legacy parts or let other game players give out blueprints so they can have them. Yeah, I think that's a good player. A good idea, to be honest. I think everyone should have legacy parts. Obviously, if you're on PC, you can mod them in. I've got them on PC, but why can't everyone have legacy parts? There's no reason why they shouldn't be in game, to be honest. Even if they can't snap to new parts, if you can just place them freely, I don't see why that can't be a thing. He's also said be able to claim abandoned space stations because he wants to build on them bad. I've got that feeling as well, guys. I totally agree with Georgia. I think that is coming up in a future update, I'm guessing. I really hope so, anyway, that we can claim his own space stations and build on them. That'd be really, really cool to do. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see what people do with that if that does become a feature. It also says, I have a Pokemon type stadium build and it's still a work in progress, being able to have Pokemon style battles. So, yeah, so with the creatures what we catch and tame, if we could just battle them together against other creatures, and maybe you get some reward or something for doing it. Or even if you just did it for fun, it'd be good to stream stuff like that. To be honest, could get his own little league going. I know people have done fighting leagues in game and stuff, done stuff like Call of Duty, team death matches and stuff in games. So if you could just like fight as creatures, that'd add an whole new aspect to the creature taming and keeping and stuff like that. As long as people don't mod in like 100-foot dragons and stuff and then start beating everyone, it could be fun, that, to be honest with you. He's also said there's times that he didn't want to delete a base, if we could make it possible to give a base away to another person, or we can like put it up for auction and players could bid on it. I think that'd be really cool idea. I've said it for a while. If you could sell bases, that'd be amazing. It'd just give players a whole new way to make money in game. Yeah, you could either sell it for units or Quicksilver or whatever currency you wanted. I think that'd be proper amazing. So if you could just go to your base computer, and if they win your group, you could transfer ownership of that base over to the other player. Obviously, you could do trades between yourself. You could say, "Give me so much money, and I'll give you this, base." I think that'd be so good. It'd stop you having to delete base because you've hit the overall piece limit. It'd let someone else have a good base. Maybe someone who isn't a great builder. You know what I mean? Who wants something special. I was selling bases years ago. We had the old Galactic Construction Company, and we were just like getting people's gears units, going into their game and building off their build computer and making them really cool bases. That was something we did for months. It was really good success, that. So to be able to do that in game, and then just transfer you, because they always had to be in the system with you while you were building. So to be able to build something and then sell it without them being in the system, or you could auction it on social media or whatever you wanted to do. So many ideas you could do with that one. So yeah, well done for that, George. It says also to have the Project Wonders show up for other people when they visit. Hopefully that's going to be a future thing that they bring into the game. I mean, Project Wonders has only come out in last update, but you're the only person who can see your own Project Wonders. If the players come to your base, they can't see them. I'll also add to that one for players to be able to see your NPCs at your base. You know, your construction terminal guy, and your scientists and all that. I think that other players should be able to see them around your base as well, just to make your base look a bit more lived in, because at the minute they can't. So I'll add that to George's bit about the project. We've also got from Barbara Blais. She suggests having some use for the boundary failure that we get in the system. At the minute, when you find one of these boundary failures, if you've not seen them, guys, they're like these massive hoops. She says to have that as some type of teleportation device, because at the minute you can just go up to it, you get a bit of lore from the game. If we could actually go up to them, fly through them or something like that, and it teleports you to another part of the galaxy, and you just fly straight out of it in your ship, that'd be a cool idea. Or anything, just something what they'll do, you know, to make them a bit more special, because at the minute they don't do anything. It reminds me of days when No Man's Sky first released, and we still had portals in game, but they didn't do anything. You couldn't even activate them. It gets me thinking that these were meant to be something, and they hadn't actually implemented it yet to game. So hopefully someday these boundary failures actually turn into something, and like I say, if we could fly through them and it was some type of teleportation device or something like that, that'd be really amazing. So thank you for that, Barbara. Yeah, extra mentions, wonders as well. So I think I've got a couple of other extra mentions what I've put down myself, and then we'll be done, guys. So I think that they should bring back the flamethrower. The flamethrower actually in the game for a while, I think it was actually quite broken because the damage of it just like went through any enemy, but if they could tone it down a bit and add it, it'd be cool to add to the game. I think also they could add lightsabers. Lightsabers would be another great weapon to add as well. I think they should bring back in-game filters, because that got took out of the game as well. Like all the filters what you can use in photo mode, they were actually part of the game, so you could just go into options, put on like black and white filter and play all the game in black and white, stuff like that, and then they just like took it out of the game and put it into photo mode. I think it's because they used some of the filters for different planet types, so they wanted to have more varied planets using filters, so they took them out of the game to make these planets look different. But I think they should definitely add them back in. And that's probably about it for this video, guys. If, like I say, if you've got any more suggestions and I get enough, I'll definitely do a part 2, because I'd love to get your suggestions out there, guys, and let community know what your thoughts are on this. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care.